Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sankara. Today we are going to discuss the discharge petition by Shashi Tharoor. You may be knowing, a couple of days back, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, present MP of Trivandrum, was discharged from a crime which was booked against him, and the charge sheet which was booked against him in crime number 4/15, 4/2015 under sections 302 IPC and 498 IPC. Ultimately, which was charged as section 498 IPC and 306 IPC. But finally, there is no material on record to show that she has committed suicide and that there is no harassment on the part of the so-called accuser Shashi Tharoor. Briefly, this is the crux of the problem, crux of the case. How it happened? Normally, the general public, definitely they will be commenting because the law is only to the richer people. The rich people can purchase law. All these things they will be saying. But as legal fraternity, we have to understand the intricacies also. How this case has been discharged. You may be knowing the judge, session judge, or whoever is trying the case, he has got powers under section 227 of the CRPC. If the material on record is not sufficient to frame a charge against the accused, he can be discharged. Normally, this discharge petitions, normally they will not be allowed here in our lower courts. But since it's Delhi, the Judge Gitanjali Goyal of Rouse Avenue Court, Session Judge, she has discharged him from all the charges, that is 306 and 498 IPC. Now, let us have a quick look towards the incident, what happened. You may be knowing Mr. Shashi Tharoor. He is a very famous personality, MP from Trivandrum, congressman, and previously he worked in United Nations organization. His English is very beautiful, he speaks English. He is author of so many books. And the deceased woman, Sunanda Pushkar, she is his second wife, I believe. But for her, he is the third husband. Sunanda Pushkar. So she was also from a well-to-do family. She has got already an upborn child for doing some business in Dubai before the marriage. I think they were married in the year 2014 or so. Prior to that, they were married some 2 or 3 years prior to 2014. So for her, this is the third marriage. She is one of the big businesswomen. Shashi Tharoor and Sunanda Pushkar, there were allegations that he allowed her to the franchise of that Kerala cricket team. Ultimately, it was dropped also. So, the incident took place on 17th January 2014 in Hotel Leela Palace, New Delhi. I think on 4th or 5th of that month, January, she went to Dubai. Both of them, this Shashi Tharoor also went to Dubai. So there she spent some time with her kid, that boy, with her son. And I think on 10th or so, they returned to Trivandrum. So since her health was not good, Shashi Tharoor got her tested in Kerala Institute of Medical Sciences, KIMS, where she was diagnosed that she was not mentally proper and she was used to taking alcohol and she has got some bubble syndromes, all these things they have told. She needed some rest, but of course he wanted to take rest, so both of them came to Delhi. I think on 15th they came to Delhi. There, while in the flight, this woman Sunanda Pushkar saw the BlackBerry phone of Shashi Tharoor having some texting some messages. So he has tracked it from Shashi Tharoor, and she noticed that this man was chatting or he is exchanging the text messages with a woman, Pakistani journalist, and the trouble started there. So after landing in the airport at Delhi, so this man straight away went to his work. Maybe he is a public sector, he has got so many allegations, he has gone on duty, on his job. Wherever she has called her friend from Gurgaon or someplace, Takraru, his name is Takraru. So she called him in his car, she went to hotel. Actually, the official residence was under repair. So therefore, they have taken a room in Hotel Leela Palace, some 2 rooms, one for the Shashi Tharoor and Sunanda Pushkar, second for their domestic maid servants, this gunmen and all these persons. So she, along with a Karagaru and a domestic help by name Narayan Singh or somebody, they went to hotel that Leela Palace 304. They were there. After in the evening, Shashi Tharoor came. There were heated exchange of words. Ultimately, what happened is on 17th, there was a lot of disturbance between these 2 people. Actually, she has broken the cell phone of that Shashi Tharoor also. He went away ultimately. So she has gone to the bathroom, felt nervous. Ultimately, this Takraru called the medical assistance. They were taken to the hospital, but she was declared dead. 17th it happened, right? Okay. Then up to 11 or 1 a.m. Shashi Tharoor was there with her, but after that he came to his room and he slept. Then next day there were a lot of course, it has become a politicalized issue. The post-mortem report also says that she has got 10 antemortem injuries. She was poisoned. All these things have come. Anyway, the Delhi, these people, CBI people, they have taken investigation. First they said that it is a murder, and ultimately it was sent to the expert. The visceral examination was also done. The visceral examination clearly stated that her body, she was containing, her stomach was containing ethyl alcohol, plus they estimate that poisonous substances. So she was taking ethyl alcohol. And even Takraru, in his 161 statement, he stated that she did not eat anything and except coconut water, and she smoked about 30 cigarettes. So ultimately, the CBI police, they filed the charge sheet against Shashi Tharoor. Of course, he was incarcerated for about 7 years. So the charge sheet has been filed yesterday, 2 days back. The Honorable Judge, basing on the discharge petition filed by Shashi Tharoor, she stated that no doubt a precious life is lost, but unless there are specific averments or allegations that this man he is responsible for her suicide or he abetted her to commit suicide, then only the charges can be levied against him. Otherwise, it's not possible. So, if there is sufficient material to make out the ingredients of Section 306 and 498A, definitely the accused cannot be compelled for discharge. He has to face the rigors of the criminal trial. And also, the judge opined that the CBI filed the charge sheet with the hope that the court would find some material, to proceed with the trial against the accused. So let us throw the burden on the court. That is the idea of the CABI may be. Right? No doubt. In such cases, actually the feelings of Pushkar, she was agitated, she was depressed, she was distressed, she felt betrayed and she felt cheated due to the alleged illegal affair of Shashi Tharoor. But still, in families, that too in second marriage families, such disputes definitely they will be common, and you cannot fix them to be harassment. Harassment is she should be subjected. The evidence gathered, he has straight away gone from the airport, he has someplace, he has come to the hotel. No doubt there was differences between them, but you can't say that it is abetment to commit suicide. So no doubt the media reports, of course, they were different things. There is no material on record to show that Mr. Shashi Tharoor instigated or aided Sunanda Pushkar to commit suicide. The court also observed that the marital disputes can be taken as abetment if suicide results therefrom. Ultimately, it was established that she died of Sjögren's syndrome, that is a disorder of immune system. So ultimately, since this is the case, happily means ultimately Shashi Tharoor was discharged from the allegations and he felt very happy on the discharge. Anyway, since this is a high profile case, So don't be under the wrong impression that justice can be purchased. So you have to look into the facts of the case. As a judge, how she has appreciated the evidence, we have to know. So these are the points I want to tell you. Please, if you want, you please go through the Hindu newspaper or the Live Law, where some more facts will be available. Thank you very much.